Good morning, everyone. Danny here. I thought I'd give you guys a little treat today. What I'm about to show you are artifacts I only pull out when I do seminars. With my seminars, I usually do around, they're about 2 to 3 hours long. I have all my own setup of artifacts, which is basically a portable museum of evidence and artifacts. But I only pull this out and show it when I do seminars. So I decided I'd give you guys a treat and let you view some of this. This is out of my own personal albums throughout the years. And some of these pictures actually relates to some of the stories that I have told you in the previous video. Some of the eeriest places in the Sierra Mountains. Okay, so why don't we get started? Oh, plus this is all evidence. I want you to understand that what I'm about to show you, what I'm showing you is all solid evidence of the existence of these hybrids. I'll explain every picture to you because you heard the old saying, every picture tells a story. So let me explain this to you. What you're viewing right now is an area that me and Garland came across. It was an area where some hybrids were foraging for rocks, certain types of rocks. And what they were doing, this was an area where they were breaking the rocks up. Before B&G found this particular area, we heard clanging of rocks. And that's what grabbed our attention, so we snuck up to it. Obviously, they left the area, but they didn't. They were watching us. Now let me explain something to you about this, so you really understand. Now see those rocks up above, just above me? There you got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Those are ones that they sat there. My guess is going to put them to use as markers. Now what you see me pointing at is the area where they were actually breaking the rocks up. And what it appeared to be, they were actually forging tools. Certain tools that were used 2 billion years ago. And you can see these rocks right here. That's the ones I'm talking about. Right in here is where they were breaking them up. See this big rock? They were using that to break up bigger rocks to smaller pieces. We also found that they were chipping away at some of the rocks as if you were trying to make, let's say, a cutting tool. Okay? Now that, where I'm at right there, is an area that's just a little below Oregon. It's research me and G were doing for a couple of years. And that, where I've showed you too, isn't too far from Helena. Remember Helena? I told you the story of that in the previous video. Now right over here, right there. Now, right there, there's a den that went into the side of that mountain. And we were up here, up on this ridge area. We heard something was in there moving around. We waited it out, but it never did show back. It never did show itself. Now these is in a place called Rock Creek. As well as that, down here, okay. Now down in here I got some snow prints. There's some footprints. Now this was found, believe it or not, remember the story of Power Mountain? That's where we found those, is at Power Mountain. Power Mountain was to the other side. Right on this side over here was Power Mountain. This hybrid came across, was going across the road, which is about right there. And they came across, and that's where we found the footprints. And it went down a canyon. We followed the footprints for a little ways as far as we can go, and they disappeared. And the snow was getting awfully deep, so we had to wait for a break. But it took about 5 days. And G and I got back up to the area and continued our research. We wanted to know where they all came from. Now, and this was just another pic of the footprints. It was one large hybrid. Yeah, this one here. Now, see that path up there? That trail goes all the way up in there? Where we're heading to in this direction, that, as we were going forward, that goes right to the base of the Oregon Pass, one of the major migration trails. I explained that to you in the last video. You see that pine tree sitting there across the road? Well, that was up here. It was about 15 feet length. We came down, as we came down this trail, we got on past, well, let's just put it this way. I got in a rock throwing fight with one of these hybrids. He was down on this, in a gully down in here. And he got really pissed off and really aggressive and hostile towards us. And he followed us parallel. We went back down here, and he followed us over here parallel. When he got to this pine tree right there, which is up here, he was so angry and aggressive that he literally jerked it clean out of the ground and threw it across the trail. Right there, that's why you see it's across the trail. Trying to block the trail. It's also a warning. It's telling us, you best get the hell out of here like right now. He was pissed. He was really pissed. He was grunting, growling. This guy was angry at us. I remember G told me, he says, why the hell did you have to throw rocks at it, man? I was all pissed off. That is in the Helena area. And that is the ones I told you, those guys are aggressive as hell, those hybrids. Okay, hold on. Alright, let's go over here. There we go. Now, see that? That's the footprint of the hybrid right there. We found that we followed those footprints. Remember I told you we couldn't go any further. We got a break. 5 days later we went back and continued our research. Where I found this, the footprints in the snow I showed you, this was about 4.5 miles inland in the interior. So we had to hike in about 4.5 miles and we came across this. And what we found was there's a footprint right up in this area was a bedding area. And it was all, the bedding was all put together with pine needle branches. And they made it almost like a mattress on a bed. It was nice and cushiony, kept you warm and all. This was taken in the winter. I believe that year we had early snow, and that's 5 days later it broke up, so that's allowed us to get in there. That's why you see no snow on the ground at that point. But that's where that's where these hybrids were traveling. About 100 feet from this footprint was another footprint, twice as large. And I determined that the larger footprint was most likely the ones that was left in the snow, very large male. This is a smaller footprint, of course, from the larger one. And I came up with the conclusion this was either a young adult or a female. And again, this was found just on the other side of Powder Mountain. Now you know that what I told you about the Madu Native American Indian tribe, why they do believe so heartily in Sasquatch. Or like I told you, they refer to call them as watchers of the forest. Now, I got something else to show you. Here we go. Now this is for all my neighbors up here in Shingletown. Now what you're going to see right there, that, my friends, is hair and skin from the hand of one of these hybrids. I found this on my property. It obviously was very curious on some things on the back of my property. And I found, one of the videos I did documents on my channel. I think it was in 22. Or it might have been 23, one of the two, 22 or 23, where I showed you what one of my utility boxes was being messed around with. Well, there you go. And it took human hands to get into that box. They were just curious. But that's it. Here we go. And here's another one that was found here in Isium. And this is a hair. It starts from right there and it works all the way up to there. If I could get just a little bit closer. Let's see. There you go. Now you can see the hairline. You see the hairline up here. It starts here and it's winding down. I got it going down and it goes right here. That, my friends, the hair is 10 inches long. I think I have it written down right here. Yep. Oh, 12 inches. It's 12 inches long. There you go. Found in Shingletown. Actually, now you can see it here a little bit better. Here you go. Goes down there. Now, I'll give you some biology. You have a hair here that's 12 inches long. It's as fine as human. And here's the most important part. The tip. The tip tells you everything. In this particular piece of evidence, the hair comes to a fine tip, a point. Which means what? Non-human. Now, here's the other thing. This hair sample cannot in any way, shape, or form be related to any living thing known in the Sierra Mountains as any bear or any other known animal. Period. That's a fact. For instance, black bear maximum hair growth is about 4.5 inches. Maximum. That's it, guys. I know a lot of you think their hair's longer than that, but it's not. Brown bear, like grizzlies and such as brown bears, their hair is even shorter than a black bear. Maximum growth, 2.5 to 3 inches. That's it. So how in the hell could anybody say that this hair is related to either one? And like I said, or any other known predator or known animal in the Sierra Mountains. What this is, the closest living thing this hair represents is human. What's that telling you? These came from the hybrids. So like I said, guys, their origins came from 2 million years ago from 2 different hominin species, Ergaster and Erectus, and that is a fact. So, there you go. And this is all proof and evidence of the existence of these hybrids. And for everybody up here in Shingletown, now you get to see some real evidence. They're here. They've been here for a long time, guys. And they watch all the time. We're always being watched. You just don't know it. I do, though. Oh, incidentally, the hair you're looking at, I don't know if you recall, but when I purchased this place, which was in May of 22, remember I told you a story? I had just moved in. I was here for about 3 days, and something met me out in the back of my property between 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning that stood over 8 feet tall, and the color of his hair was gray. Are you feeling me? Remember I showed you the snap pine tree that was on my property? That is where the hair came from. So, there's your proof. I was not hallucinating nothing. What I saw that night was right in front of my face. And I saw it plain as day. Meant me no harm. So far, what I do experience from these guys up here, they're not that aggressive like some of the other ones. Anyway, I hope you like this. Hope you like this vid. I'll be back out in the woods so all this weather clears up, man. This weather's kind of nasty right now. There's not much I could do. Anyway, guys, enjoy this. Enjoy the weekend coming up. See you next time. Take care. Catch you later.